ZL Entertainment.
Greetings, boys and girls. I am Andy Dion from ZL Entertainment, and today we are here for the last episode. Yeah, the last episode within Supermarket Simulator, and quite possibly on the channel. As I am recording this on August 12th, and as many people know, the 13th, they are going to make it where you need ID. I've heard many different stories of how that's actually going to go, but I don't really like what's going on, so this may very well be the last video I have on my YouTube channel. Anyways, there is a different video you can watch to get that information. What I'm going to say is that all the previous episodes you have all seen, if you guys are still watching, up to the last episode, were all recorded in May or June. May or June, I'm not sure. And I decided to wait to do this episode. I was going to do it the 30th, but now, I might not be able to upload it past the 13th. And honestly, I think we're good as is. I was going to just block it out, but you guys can just see it for yourself. Up in the upper right, I've been playing for a month, almost 2 months of this game. And as you can see, I have 500,000. So, yeah, might as well make this interesting. And it's hot summer, so having all the fans off while recording this is not fun. So this is what this place looks like when dirty. I was going to record, but then I realized I forgot to keep the dirtiness here so you guys can see how dirty it is. So this is what I've been doing, like the beginning of the new day. I just kind of go around and I look at all the things that need to be cleaned up and I clean it. That's the first thing I've been doing while playing this game. Also, sometimes they'll go under these things, but it looks like that's good for now. And I will also show how long it takes to get all of the items that we need. So as you can see, sometimes some will hide in the dirt piles. But that's that. Usually these guys are still working in here when I'm doing this, but I'm downloading a lot of my videos from my channel so I can upload them onto the new site I'm going to be going to. And hopefully there's a much more interesting site that's out there, because Rumble doesn't seem all that interesting. It's a YouTube mixed with Steam clone, so it's kind of boring. Not seeing these guys work while I work makes me feel lazy. I shouldn't have waited so long, but yeah, trying to download stuff is drastically slowing down my computer. And by computer, I mean the internet. I can't even listen to music while I download, which is weird because it never used to be that slow. So the cleaning is done. Next thing I do is, so in here, I have changed things so much. I changed things so much. Before, I used to do shelving that would be in this section, and then the alcohol would be in this section, And then, so these sections are still how they used to be, I believe. I should have looked at the last episode to see how I had all this organized. But I think I had the cleaning stuff here and the refrigerated section here. Oh, that's right. That's how I did it. So I had cleaning, freezer, refrigerated, and like shelving stuff. And shelving over here was like the non-food shelving. So I actually based my new way of doing things on this stuff here. So I now have a shelving section that used to only be food. And then we have this stuff used to be over there because it was shelved, but now we have the alcohol in its own place. We have the cleaning supply in its own place. That's actually kind of how it always been for the cleaning supply. And this is like the meat and dairy section. So I really have found the most efficient way to set this back room up. I did not have things like the water because this is refrigerated, so I used to have it over in this section because it made more sense. But nope, the waters, the drinks in general, all of that stuff. Some of this stuff that is refrigerated, some of it is freezer, like this stuff right here is freezer or refrigerated, one of them. And, well, this one's freezer. So we have all that kind of stuff, but since you can get it all in the general store over there, I decided to set this up efficiently based on how you can buy the stores or buy the items from the stores. And then in each of the sections I have it based on what comes first in the database over here. So that's how I set everything up now. And also, since we have all the money, we can finally get some of the things that we need. Storage. We now have all the storage sections. Looks so beautiful. And I will get 6. It looks like I'll be getting 6. So far there has not been any like furniture store or anything, but you know what, that's okay. What we need is the tall rack. So 2, 4, I think it was 6. And we'll get another one of these. So that's pretty cool. Come on. Alright. So yeah, it doesn't really matter doing all this stuff, but it's mostly, to me, it's mostly about the completionist in me, so to speak. Having all this stuff means, you know, you've completed everything, so to speak. And now I need to use my controller. And after this, we are going to get all the rest of the licenses. And after that, we'll start working on... So I calculated how much money I needed, and it was about $1.5 million to get everything. And I was like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna want to work that much. And honestly, I don't think I would have made it much further than 1 million. So yeah. I basically want this whole row back here completely filled up with the shells. Almost. There we go. Looks like I can actually get another one right in there. That is amazing. But I'm not going to really worry about that. Next thing we are going to get is we can now buy all the licenses. I think with this though, I'm going to actually get all the items we need before we get all the new stuff. So, and let's actually get the last shelf thing. There we go. I'm already not wanting to play anymore because it's so damn hot. Alright. Let's get this going. Come on. Cool. That's good. I wonder if I've got enough to do one more. Or if there's just going to be a little bit of crap in the middle. I'm not sure. There we go. And quite possibly we could do one more. I don't know. So rearranging this, I will pause. Alright, well, we are done with that. Just waiting for them to do it. I just kind of like mark the spots I want it to be, so to speak. And then all the rest in there, I just throw on the ground and wait for them to do their job. Alright, so I think technically we could have a row here of stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. And speaking of which, I might have another one right here, whereas I put all this stuff here and there. Anyways, let's see. So, right about here. Kind of like that. Yeah, alright, we got the lights taken care of. And so now what I do is I get all the items that we need. Also, if you can tell, this used to be down here because I used to have 2 rows of this. There used to be another one down here, but I got rid of it because I started buying the things I needed after, at the beginning of each day. And by doing that, I realized there was a lot of stuff I didn't need anymore. So I got rid of things that were, like, even potatoes used to be a whole row, but as you can see, I could probably get away with 4. This is the max, but I like to have a little bit more extra. There's rarely ever, like, a whole, like, thing completely gone. Like, it's even rare to see something like this after just one day. The same with the chicken here. Like, I don't need this much at all, but I figured I would just go with it. If I did change it, I probably would put these. Actually, I don't even think you need that much milk anymore. Not at least after one whole day. But that is one thing I've changed. And so yeah, that's a pretty interesting thing to have, I guess. And I usually just go right down through everything, seeing all that I need. And I don't buy it, because that takes too much money. And that's how I was able to get a lot of money. The other thing is, if you go to the store itself, you're going to have to spend a lot of time doing that. So it becomes, do you want to spend a lot of time saving half of your money that you otherwise would have spent? Or do you want to spend time, or do you want to spend money, basically? And since I have time, I personally went with that. Now, for some reason, this isn't being all jittery like it usually is. For some reason, recording makes it better. But I found that when I'm not recording, and I never noticed it when I was recording before, so it never happened. But when I'm not recording, it just slows down, usually like right in this area. Like, I have a hard time like moving. So I don't know what it is, but when I'm recording, it runs better. And that is just completely weird. Let's see. Sometimes it's hard to remember which ones are which. Like, how high is their count? Oh, we didn't even get that far this time. So what do I do when I do this? I never showed it before. Let's see. I'll put these over here. These were extras that I got too much of. Put them over here like I usually do. Actually, what happens, sometimes I forget to go back and there'll be a few extras that don't fit in the car or the truck. So I leave them here, of course, because I can't get them, and then I sometimes forget to come back. So this is, I've done this so much, you'll probably notice something. And what you may notice is that I know exactly where every single item is. So I don't spend that much time here anymore like I used to. It's kind of amazing. Alright, chocolate. So you now will see how long it takes me to do all this stuff whenever I paused and said, I'll be back. Now you're going to see exactly how it's like. Oh, there's the brown sugar. And even then, you're not going to fully know what it was like, because I know where everything is now. I know how fast to go. I know how everything I know how to make everything go by much quicker. So you're still not going to see what it used to be like for me. It it used to take like an hour for me to do all this stuff. I thought it was I think I sometimes would say in the episode, like, that took half an hour. But one time I recorded myself doing it. Get it? But I edited it out, of course, and then I realized it took like 30 or 45 minutes. So yeah, it used to take a long time. It's probably going to take a bit of a long time this time as well, because I'm going to be getting all that new stuff. I won't be recording them putting all the stuff away, because that just takes too much time. Of course, how I do this, they kind of put the items away while I'm doing this. Alright. And after playing this for so long, I have found the most efficient way I could possibly find. So if you want to do this the most efficient way, this is, well, the most efficient way while saving as much money as you possibly can, because this, of course, is not efficient at all. It would be much more efficient to just buy the stuff right away, but then you basically never make any money. This stuff is slightly less than half. It's usually like less than half. I've never seen it in pretty much any other price. It's usually halfway. Maybe sometimes like slightly less than half. I think a few times I've seen items slightly more than half. Was that Farron? Alright. And now we need some honey. My room is quite literally a sauna, by the way. No joke. I just have sweat pouring down my face. This is how my YouTube experience has been pretty much all these years, I'll be honest. With this being my last video, I don't mind being too honest. I have spent most of my time in a sweat house. I call it the sweat dungeon, actually. If you don't have a fan on in the room, it's a sweat dungeon. And as soon as you turn the fan off, it's a sweat dungeon. It doesn't matter how long you have a fan on. It doesn't actually cool down the place. Too light. So yeah, really humid, hot room, probably 100 degrees in my room. It feels like that sometimes with the fan on. Alright, the Aote water. Yep, I even know which water's which. Pasta. Now we're getting to the oils. How much of them though? Everything else is pretty much one except for the flour. So, one, 2. Yeah, I've done this so many times, I know which ones are which. Yep. And what do I do now? Do I put them all in there? Nope. I run back. Indeed. You may wonder why. Well, that is the out of all the places you can shop at, this is where most of your items will come from. The second most is possibly here, and this is the least. Sometimes these two kind of can compete with each other with the most, or the second most. How do I keep track of where I left off though? Well, the last item here is Sublette flour, which is right here. And I needed 2, so I get another one of those. 2 right there. 1. I think it's 2 here. I know the numbers for most of these items here. Like 24 for this stuff, 32 for here, 12, 8. There we go. So we have the rest of this taken care of. So now I just run back and I finish the rest of this. So far, I didn't forgot to count when I first started doing this, but it was about the 20-minute mark. I like getting that stuff in there usually. So we can put this over here. We got the peony. And then I think Darren's sugarcane. Next up we need 2 of these. Big Tony Pizza is right here. Next up, we want Bonbeck ice cream. Fun fact, Bonbeck is the same brand as the candy. So that means it's a candy-based ice cream. We got vanilla ice cream, which is actually vanilla and strawberry. And the chocolate ice cream is not chocolate at all. Then we have green beans. Alright, so next up we have Coogee and Justice soda. So Coogee is this. You can kind of guess what each of these flavors is. Tropica or Ropico is kind of like a tropical flavor. This is the only one I can never guess. This is an orange. And this one, I don't have any idea, like a tea soda or something. Alright, So Tony's Rice. Is that the same Tony? No, this is Big Tony. So I think it said 2, right? Yeah, 2. Alright, so medium roast. Lasag. Next up is ham and cheese. Then we have a light brown sugar and the boule. So Darren's light brown is right here. Oops, got the wrong one. Sometimes that happens. I meant to get this one. And that's why I have like extras sometimes. And that extra will pretty much stay there forever. But we did get the boule. Come on, fucking shitty ass game. Sandwich bread. And the last one is the second sublet. Alright. So, how I section these off is I like to have a stack of them. Those weird square boxes that I put over there, these small ones over here, and I put a few stacks next to each other. In fact, 4 of these 4 stacks is the exact amount that will fit in the truck, and then you can have 8 of these small things. I've basically like figured out how much you can put in the truck. It's not as much as I was hoping for when I first got the truck, when it first annoyed me. It's still slightly annoying, but yeah, it's still pretty bad. Like, the amount is really small when you think about it. It's almost tactical based. Like, you have to tactically, like, place which ones you want in there. I, of course, go with the biggest ones first, the potatoes. And I pretty much always place the small boxes like this in here. In fact, I place the small tiny boxes and these boxes in here. The last to go are those 2 types. And we have some underneath the car. Sometimes they drag. This time they did not. Ugh. Alright. Yep, looks like we can do 2 cars worth this time. That's how I usually park it. Not sure why I didn't do it this time around. I think I just drove in carelessly. Man, there are a lot of these tiny boxes this time around that we needed. Alright, that one I'll run over. So almost a full. So if we want it to make it look like a full stack, there we go. 2 of these boxes equals 1 of these. even though it looks like you can have 3. So that is 2 trips worth. And also 8 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so we bring it on over, crash it, and then we get rid of all this, and while they're bringing all the new stuff in, I start from here because we do this last, so we don't need a lot of stuff, so that's nice. And there we go. Then we go over to this section. I need to redo this. This one's kind of hard to like remember the amount needed. I think we only need 1 of each. I'm not sure. That second one might be 2. No, it's 1. Alright. So, they already got all that stuff. Usually, they don't, and I can go and get the items needed. And another thing that is really annoying while playing this game is my hand goes numb. Alright. So, I'm gonna run and take this over. We'll toss it right around here. They should be able to get it. This new map, how it's much bigger than the older map. Like, in the older map, you could like run hell far away and toss. Like, they would be able to grab these, basically. But I think once they set these shops up, they took that away. So now they only get the ones that are like right in the general location. I don't know if I actually threw that box far enough for them to get. But it's mostly over there, so I'll be able to get it. Imagine me having to record the 4th and final episode in the Walking Dead series. That is another video I plan on finishing, because I don't, there's a few things I want to finish, and that's one of them. That'll be one of the last videos. That'll go up before this though, so alright. So where do we go? Oh, they weren't able to get it. So another cool, no, I don't know if it's cool, but another interesting thing I found about this game is none of the cars have drivers in them, even though they have sitting down animations. So even though we got the cleaning stuff here first, the alcohol shows first. So it's an interesting way they did that. So we need teach and fess. So teach, fess, And next up we need is wine, whiskey, vodka. Wine, whiskey, vodka. And then we need a Fess 6-pack. And one each of the kegs, except for the Fess, I believe. 2 Fess and 1 Teach. Cool. With that done, we run over to this area. They should have about half of it taken care of. Even if not, I don't really care. A lot of times there will be things on the shelves so they can't actually place them on the shelves, and that's annoying. That would be something I would like for them to do for themselves, is just toss it aside. Alright, so we have Boehm. How much did we need? More than 1? 3. 2, 3. Durin dish. Next up is the Kyamol. Kyamol taken. 2 of the bleach. Next up is, on here it looks like it says Poodoo, but when you look at this, it looks like a D. It looks like it says doo-doo. And we want 3 of those. And 1 of the hand soaps. And that is taken care of. You can like look at what they're holding to get the stuff, but a lot of times that takes too much time, so I just see what needs to be taken away. And then I just go through and take everything that should be taken away, and they'll replace it very annoyingly. You may notice that it's starting to get a little bit weird in here. That's how it usually is. It calmed down a bit, but it's kind of a rare one. Alright. Potatoes look good. Alright, so that should be good. 48. Yeah, so a lot of this stuff, they're probably just going to come back and return it, but it's usually quicker to do it like this than to like try and see. They haven't picked that box up yet, but oh well. And now we just wait for them to pick up our items. Just need 1 more. And now we can start picking this stuff up. This will be the last one. And while they take care of this stuff, I will see what the meats need. And if I have enough time, I'll actually get them. I probably won't. It really depends. Sometimes I do this slower than I want. Sometimes I just do it really quickly. Even though it's taken about 25 minutes so far, this has been pretty quick. Alright. We do have that taken care of. Where's this pasta at? It's right here. That's why they weren't bothering with it. So now I can go over here. 2, 2, 1. 2, 1. I don't think I'll be able to get them also. We're only gonna just see what we need. Alright. Well, still a decent amount left, so we can get what we need. And these are the more like time consuming stuff, is going to the stores and getting all the stuff we need. Yeah, the cream to Gruyere. Alright. Eris. Bavora. So there's a lot of Bavora. The veal is Bavora. The steak and the hamburger are both all three of those are Bavora. It's pretty interesting. We got how many of the Ulegos? One each. I think there is one more Bavora, but I can't remember if that's true or not. Oh, might not be actually. Alright. So we got some tuna. Mimo. We got 2 parm. Comté. 2 milk and 2 chicken. There we go. They should be done except for the ones that are standing there with boxes, which is all of them now. So we just got to look at what we need to get rid of, so stuff like that. Should be doing decently well. Get over there. We can get rid of that. Go over there. Alright, so I think we are mostly done with this area. And sometimes you'll see them picking up items before the other person comes back here, so That can be annoying. So then you have to like redo it once again. It doesn't look like it this time. Yeah, everything's here now. So, next up, we go make sure we got everything there. And then we get our goods from here. This area is... Come on, get out. It took forever. Alright. So we have all the things there, just had to make sure. Wow, that was a very strange turn. I don't know why my hand is numbing more than usual when playing this game. It doesn't usually do it that much. So that's a little weird. So if we put another 4 here, that will be the max for the truck. But can't do all that much. And the big old boxes, like where the other bleach is in, that takes up almost 2 spots. So we got potato, should be in here somewhere. Oh yeah, he was the one who picked up the item, but the other person got to it first. That can be annoying. So now, since we have everything like taken care of, what I'm gonna do is pause. Alright, so that's taken care of. We have a few things left over here. And we'll also go to the meat section. We have 2 chickens, so I don't know if we'll be able to get everything. This road is pretty much closed, so you can just drive down it, because they block it off over there, so it's effectively became a 2-way, or a 2-lane 1-way. I was hoping that we would have to do one of the bane of my existences in this game, and that is get gas. Alright, that one's gonna get one more of these types. Nope. Let's get the small crappy one. Hopefully we can get most of these small ones. If we can get all of them, then I'll just run back over here and get the rest of these. Alright, that's what we'll do. And yes, you can drive your truck right through here. I'll also show you that sometimes, if you just aim it just right, you can just drive through, just like I did, as if nothing is there. Sometimes these cars don't know how to drive. That's quite alright. So, alcohol section. And I'll get this section taken care of. Alright, I did some editing over here. I brought the ones that were over here down to here, and as you can see, I put one each of there and the rest there, so once they get to it they can. I think I need another whiskey, so we'll get that. And for now I'm gonna go and get the last 3 items over here. Sometimes they won't like work because someone else will have already been triggered as the one that's work. At least that's what it feels like. So you're basically just waiting for someone to work and none of them are, even though like you can obviously see who's carrying something so they can't do any work. It's really annoying. See, like this guy is the only one who can work. The rest of these can't. I did not think it was that much. So what we need to do, we don't have the site over here like I used to, so now I am going to probably use this section over here to place the extras. But for now, that looks like an extra. There's only 2 extras here. So the rest is over here. Let's see if I can get the shelf. Also, actually I am gonna be buying stuff, so I don't need any of this anymore. Next up, no wait, I was gonna get something there. Let's just see if I have room for one more. It doesn't even matter if I don't, because thankfully we've got enough money. And we do. There we go. So the extras will have to go right here. This is an interesting layout. What I was thinking on doing though was bringing these to the wall here and having the middle section as the walkthrough area, but I've decided not to do that. Plus, you would have to get rid of 4. Honestly, it wouldn't really matter much. I think there's enough room here that you can have 1, maybe. I don't know. I don't really care. Anyways, let's look here to see what else we should get rid of. It's kind of weird not throwing it over there anymore. We're definitely not going to have this much cleaning stuff, but it's still kind of nice to have. Let's get rid of this. If you're wondering, this is at 160. And this goes from 96 to 80, yeah. This one I still haven't figured out yet. Yeah, everything else is good here. So they're working up on... So we already have everything. What we can do now is get more. So I'm going to do this one at a time. Mostly because I'm kind of curious. That, of course, is not where the cleaners are. How miraculous was that? Alright, where's the new stuff? Oh, here's a new one. Another dishwater tablet. I wonder how much that's gonna... I can already see needing maybe 4 of those. Everything we have left over will go for... Oh, fabric softener. 4 of these as well. Everything we have left over will go for the store, like expanding the store, because that stuff is where the expenses come in. Oh, we have that, another one of those, the third one of those. So I think 4 of these, because I have 2 of those and 2 of no, I think I have 1 section for that. I'm not sure, but 1, 2, 3. So we have 1 more after this. We still didn't get a new toilet paper. There's 2 toilet papers. This might be towels. Oh, it shows you what the item is above. I never really realized that. So where's the 4th item I got? No, it doesn't show them. It doesn't show it for these 2. Why is it showing it for this one, but I can't get it? And why is it showing for this one, but I can't get that either? Alright, I'm gonna pause and see what's going on. Alright, so as you can see, that toilet paper I'm supposed to get. I already got this and this and this, but this dish soap I also did not get. So these 2 I should be getting. Let's go back and see if maybe they're bugged out or something. Or maybe I have to buy those ones first. That one, I should... Maybe this is just a bug in the game. I was supposed to be getting a soap. Oh, how did I not notice this one? So... We'll do only one of these, right? 1, 2, 6 of them. 3, 4, 5, 6. The other one is also a bidet. Like, that's the brand. Not that one, though. I think they messed up. I really do. So this, I think you can only do 2 or 3. I can't remember. Wait, can you actually do 4? I've never actually gotten that many of those big old things before. It's pretty cool. They're not gonna touch it because I don't have a spot for it yet. But guess what? I'm gonna give them a spot. Alright, first of all, we need to see what's next. So the next toilet paper, which we can't get, so... Oh no, that was an item from before. Why does it look different? No, that was not it. So it's these 4. Well, then I have them all. And this is the last thing. So the first thing we need is the cleaner. cleaner, tablets, dish soap. So the dish soap, I already know where I'm going to put it. That's what she said. Dish soap's going to go right here. And as you can see, I have one set of that kind of cleaner and another one. Too bad I can't put the other one right there. I'm going to have to put the other one right here. The soap will go there. And the other one is that version. So 1 and then 2. I think that should be good. Alright. There we go. This is going to be a very long episode, I just realized. But I personally don't care, because it might very well be the last one. So this soap is going to go right here. And the cleaner will be next. What are you guys holding? Why'd you guys take that without me placing something there? You guys fucking assholes? Dumb fucking assholes. There. They're not supposed to do that, so I don't know why they did that. There's not a spot there, so since there's not a spot there, they're not supposed to do that. I've never seen them do that. Just drank a whole bunch of water just so I can sweat it out some more. Isn't that amazing? Alright. Wow. That's not supposed to happen either. That is really weird. Alright. I also realized I got 2 of the other things, so those will have to go up here. Oh. Let's take this. One way to make it so that they can recognize that you have stuff is by taking it away from them and bringing it back. Surprised they're showing those 2 things now. 1. This is the cleaner stuff. Should I really get 4? It's pretty cheap. So this one's 56, that's 78, and that's, yeah, let's just get 2. I already spent money on 4 of them before that the game just destroyed. Plus it'll make the one thing look horrible by having the other 2 up there. Yeah, that just looks bad. I won't make them do that because that was on me. Maybe we can have two in there. Probably not. You can't have two there. Right. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna get is the books. Where are the books from? From what I can find, they're here. Because when I was like looking around at this kind of stuff, how it looks ghostly, it looked like they were over in this area. Possibly. Such a weird place to put the books. But all the books are over here. So 1, 2, 3. You know I'm gonna do it. A, B, C. Beautiful. It looks like we have another spot for a book right here. Bunch of kids' books, apparently. Two. I do want to do like a challenge on this game sometime where all the items are unlocked, but I only, or maybe just have like a mod that unlocks certain types of things, and I just have the books unlocked and that's it, and then I just open like a bookstore. Like that's a little challenge I was thinking on doing. Alright, I need one more of those. So it looks like the books are going to be in the small ones. Looks like we have another book possibility up there. Pretty cheap for some books here. $13 is how much it usually costs for one book. Nowadays. I know, I've been looking at how much I can have my book cost, and selling it for $15 is pretty interesting. I thought I was going to have to sell it for 10. Or not have to, but I thought that was the price. Or that used to be the price, but nowadays 15 is how much they are. And a lot of times the Kickstarter books are more expensive than that even, but I'm going to do mine at 15, and I'm just going to do a bunch more. Two, 3. This book says I won't share. That's a great name. 4. That's the kind of book I would have read when I was a kid. 5. I was a bit of a rebellious person even back then. I was nice, though. A nice rebel. Oh, there's 2 books here? How many books did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Two, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so it looks like we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 more books that we can get. Interesting, isn't it? But it looks like they're all kids' books, so that's kind of boring. That would make for a boring challenge if I did do that, though. I was thinking on like doing a tea shop, but there's only 2 teas. And even like a coffee shop there's only 3. If I did like a cafe, which is, I'm not sure what language it is, but it means coffee, so, and that's that. I wonder if I can get all of them in here. 6 times 6, 36. I think so, actually. Because yeah, we can. That's 8. So 8 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8 times 5 is how much we can have of this kind. Alright, I want to get some of these. Because they're gonna like try and take all the books, and then I'm just gonna like not be able to place them down properly. I was only able to get 4. Ah, the hell with it. I think I'll be able to. As long as they don't take 6 of the same kind, I think we'll be okay. We have enough room for 4 more, 5 more actually, just as I thought. I may have not gotten enough now that I think about it. I should actually have 1. Alright, so shelf. First up is the color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm just gonna do it here. Next up is the 2 girls. This one. Next book after that is The Sky. One after The Sky, I guess it's the ABC. No, it's not. ABC is the first one. There we go. It's ABC. Then the color, then that one. The Sky we don't have, and then I Won't Share is next. And after I Won't Share is, looks like the self-help book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. go. Looks like they got one of the I won't share books. There we go. It was this guy and then I won't share. Yep. Alright. I am just going to... Let's go and get the next stuff, right? I was going to say let's wait until they're done, but nope. Cleaner and then pet food. I'm curious to see where that's at. I'm pretty sure it's going to be over there. We'll worry about that later. We have enough time. Oh, and just in case you're wondering, I'm actually not going to show the day that we actually have, because honestly, I don't even play the day anymore. I just stand up, perched up on my spot, and that's that. So, it was here. So did we get these pet foods, which... 1, 2... Hey, it's Pat Pat. Shouldn't it be Cat Pat? Get it? Anyways. I think I'm gonna do 4 of each. And the other one looks like it's the big box, like the potato box. So I probably just do 2 of those. Oh, nope. It's one of these. Which means I'll probably do 4 of them. So this is the biggest box in this section now. Okay, I did do 4, right? Yep. Where do we put it? Why? We're gonna put it here, of course. With the animal food, indeed. Or with the human food, indeed. Hopefully having this all in different areas will help me to get the 2. To place them in their proper spots. Alright, I don't know which is first. Let's see, market. We're gonna do shelf. So it's that, and then actually the dog food is last, which actually kind of makes sense. Well, not really, because then I would have one of them here, and then I'd have these up here, which is very annoying. But oh well. Oh yeah. I think you guys get the idea. So I think what we're gonna do now, and I'm just gonna get the rest of them. So we're gonna get this, 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 and this. Not gonna get those. So we now have all of them. And I am actually going to pause the recording and I'm going to get all the items. Well, what I'm going to do first is show off all the items where they're at. Might be able to do this. Nope. Stupid thing. We don't need it anymore. Alright, I'll be back though. So we have one of the cakes right here. And I believe the other cakes, yeah, the other two cakes are here. We have the last yogurt there. Yeah, the cake there. The last bag of chips here. The Nutella thing right here. There was something over here as well. Another cake. Lots of cake. And the third water here. The rest of the books. The other two sodas. So that's it. There was no new freezer stuff, which makes sense. These things were already taken care of. So that's that for this area. I'm going to get all this stuff later. We're just going to go to the stores and look at the new stuff. And of course all the stuff here. We got more wine, 2 more whiskeys, so 3 wines, 3 whiskeys. That seems to be the main thing. The new alcohol, the BK that we've been getting here. And now we have a 6-pack and the keg version. Then the next place. Let's see what new junk we have here. We have that. They showed that off before. Same with that, so I kind of already knew those ones. Oh. We have. Alright. I am back. So. Yeah, the recording like completely messed up because there was no more space on my hard drive. I have 5 hard drives and yeah, still didn't have enough space. So anyways, let's see what the new stuff here is. Doesn't look like there's anything new here. Interesting. Alright. Well, I'm not sure how I'm going to get all this stuff. I already... Let's see, how long was I recording for? About an hour and a half. Yeah, I want to get all the items, but I don't know where I'm going to put them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pause. I won't get any more store stuff unless I need it. But I am going to pause the recording and I will get all the items that we need. I won't put them on the shelves yet. But yeah, I'll be back. Alright, we are back. And I got all the items. There was nothing new for this area. And there was... Oh, that was it, actually. So this is the new stuff, the pet food, then some up there as well. Two different cakes here, the last pair of chips, soda, which is right here. Different sodas, more spreads. The next yogurt, water. So all of this stuff here is good. And the new alcohol is right here. So we got the new 6-pack, which is the BK. Then we got the new keg, which is actually not the BK. And then we have the rest of the alcohol. And the last thing, as I said, there's nothing here, so there's way more storage than we actually need. But the next stuff starts right here. Or that's actually the new stuff I got before I stopped recording. So this is the new stuff. We have this, got this when we got the pet food, but I didn't actually get it till now. Then we have toothpaste here. And then we have all of this. I got 9 of these, but I forgot that's only on the first row, so I need to get 9 more. And of course, all the books. So we have all the new things needed. Not that we need all the toothpaste because this is the last episode, but you know, who cares? We'll definitely get it. And let's see, what else? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how much space we need for all the new items. And once I know how much space we need, I'll buy that amount of shelves, and we don't need any more freezers, so the shelves and the refrigerators are all we're going to be needing, and we might not even need that much of it. Alright. Like, I decided to get the extra. Yeah, sometimes they get all weird. They like hold on to everything, so I had to get an extra one. I'm gonna have to. Well, I don't have to, but if I wanted to be like what I'd normally be doing, I would get an extra of all the new ones because we're gonna need those for what's in here. So we have like 2 new toilet papers and 1 more soap that will go there, and a couple of new cleaners that could go there, another one of those sprays and another one of those. So let's just start getting the growth stuff. I think, yeah, so we still have a shit ton left, and we can't get that much more. But as you can see, holy crap, gave us, I think that was just this whole row right here. I literally got 1 whole row, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is pretty cool. What I'm thinking on doing is moving this down here. Maybe even having like a walkway, so moving this down but also having a walkway here kind of thing. So this would still go down here until it gets to this, So there would be a walkway like right here and right here. That's what I'm thinking on doing. This is all we need for freezers. I mean, honestly, if I wanted to be really awesome, I guess, I could just get like a freezer container for each frozen item. That'd be 12 of them. Theoretically could be done. I don't know if I'm going to do that though. And of course, never likes to be placed properly. So, yes. So what it'll probably be is something like this. Have it, yeah, that's about right. And have like maybe 2 more shelves here. Or 1 actually. So we can have walking space here and here. What else should we get? What I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange this on my own because this has been almost 2 hours, but it's going to be a finale, so that's for sure. But I'm going to do this, I'm going to rearrange this on my own. I'm not going to stock anything. I'll show you I'll show you that bit at least. Well, I'll show you where I place the stuff, then I'll let the workers stock it off camera. So that's the plan for now. Alright. Well, I think I get everything taken care of. I got another row of the freezers, and so I basically just had them look duplicated. And moving this stuff around caused them to come over here, so here's all the crap that they have made me waste it. But the cool thing that I've noticed is people will pick stuff up off from the ground, so we don't have to worry about any of this stuff. And while we could have a freezer all the way over here, it doesn't matter because this this is the only one that I couldn't find a spot for, so we actually don't. So everything's kind of the same. I put the candy over here, and we have a spot for the chips. I moved the sodas around, and we have a spot for the last water. The hummus was down here, so we didn't have a spot for that. So I did need that crappy thing. This is where the next yogurt will go, and this section is done. Over here, I moved, chips was originally over here, so I moved it around. Cakes go here. All the other cakes will go over in this area. We get another chocolate, so that'll go here. Tons of sugar. We get 1 more sugar, so it'll go there. We'll get chocolate powder, put it there. And the chocolate dip, whatever, goes there. And I just made this just the full alcohol section. Over here is where all the new cleaners will go. We have a new spray cleaner. We have a new whatever those things are. We have a new dish soap down there, and we have 2 more toilet papers. I didn't really check in there when I did all this stuff, so I don't know if I don't know if I'm doing it right, but whatever. And this section is for the books. And I guess we'll probably put the dog food or the pet food there as well. So let's get started with the new cakes. That's the first spot. Here's the next cake, and the next spot. Alright, we have the chips, the last type of chips, which honestly look like Cheetos, or the Cheeto type chips. Ah yes, I did not have a spot for the soda. Not sure where I would even put that. There's a lot of blank spots everywhere, so I might put them there. So this will go here. And yogurt. Yogurt will go over here. And the new, last, and final water. And then we have 2 more cakes. So far, like I said, I wasn't sure if I checked. I didn't check in here, so I didn't. Like I said, I wasn't sure if I got everything, and I didn't. I forgot the sodas. So hopefully, I'll be able to find a spot for them. Here's the other chocolate. It looks like chocolate cookies. Here's what they call chocolate powder, which is obviously for chocolate milk. And that's why I put it right below the milk, or that's where I planned on putting it. And we have one last sugar. Could almost put all 3 of the Darren sugars together. I'm not going to, but almost could. And so the cola, could put one thing there, could put one thing there and there, could put one thing there. As you can see, I did 2 each of the vodkas. There'll be space 2 here and 2 here, but it would look weird. What I could do is have one of the vodkas here, the other vodka there, the whiskeys here, the wines here, and then have the soda here. I think that might be what I do. Alright, let's pause. Alright, we have it set up for the new items. Just a whole row of vodka there now. There we go. Come on. Alright, well I was hoping to make that all alcohol. That would have been pretty cool, but I guess not. Anywhere else it would look retarded. Alright, so time to get the cleaning stuff taken care of. Or rather, I guess it's time to get the alcohol taken care of. So here's the new 6-pack. Come on. Here's the new keg. Here's the new vodka, also known as whiskey. And the final whiskey, sometimes also known as vodka. And now we go with the wines. We got this really dark blood red wine, which probably tastes horrible. And then we have this greenish red wine. Probably tastes a little bit better. And while they get that crap set up, we're gonna go with the cleaning stuff. Alright, so let's see. So this is the new cleaning area. That's that on that. New one of these. And new one of these cleaners. Next up is whatever the hell this is. I'm not sure about these two. I might need a whole new thing just for those. This is going to be a little weird. I'm thinking I'm putting it above here so that we have those four, and then this one, and we can move those three down. Not too much work. Let's just put it on the bottom as well. And if need be, we'll just start putting stuff we don't know where to put onto the bottom. Here's one of the toilet papers. I believe we only had 2 new ones, maybe 3, but I'm pretty sure it was only 2. Yeah, we only have 2 new ones. So, as you can see, 4 different types of toilet paper. That's just really weird. Where's that one thing go? Ah, there we go. This will go here. The only thing we need to do now is get these two a spot. And there's only one spot left, so we're gonna split that one spot. Hopefully it's not too bad, as in very little space, because I think for the toothpaste it won't matter. I think it'll be enough for the toothpaste. What? Interesting. And I think that's it. All that we have left now are the books. go. So like I said, I'm not going to wait for them to stock everything, but there's going to be some of that while I set everything up, as you guys can probably tell. But whatever. I don't think that would work. But it looks fancy, so that's cool. I honestly have not counted the books and the spaces here, so I don't know if I will have enough, but I think I will. Yeah, I will have more than enough. I guess they're done stocking everything but the books. I thought I was going pretty fast, but whatever. I must be going pretty slow if they have everything taken care of except for the books. Oh, very depressing. And we have 2 more, and it looks like we have... Well, I have 12 books, so it shouldn't be an uneven number. Yeah, it's 12 books. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so apparently we missed a spot. So what's after that? Let's put this here. This one. What a crock. So that... So we only needed 3 of these, not what we have. Which is 4. So we only need 3, not 4. So I almost feel like I could almost just put this against the wall and just have 3. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like that though. Okay, where would I put the books? 3 shelves? I think, let's see, if I did the 3 it would end like right here, and that's in the way, so I wouldn't be able to do that. I could get like one of those corner ones to a corner bit. Have like a shelf here, corner, shelf. This is pretty much useless right here. And they took this, the fucktards. Since they're so keen on doing bullshit like that. Alright, time to see the prices. So, new set of chips are now $5. And let's check out all the new cakes. Holy fuck. Who the hell would spend that much on a cake? For a little dinky thing like that? You could make whatever that is for cheaper than whatever the hell. Even this is too expensive for a cake. Unless you go to like the bakery itself and have them bake it for you fresh. This is expensive. That's not realistic. I don't like it. It makes me angry. Oh well. Alright. 5. The new 6-pack, $15. The new keg, $27. The new beers, also known as whiskey, is $20. And this one is $33. Almost $34. And these wines, kind of expensive for a wine, but not quite. Kind of expensive for a 6-pack only. Maybe if it was a 12-pack. $4. Yeah. Horrible price. 9. And 9. And 9. Not 39. Don't know how that happened. 12. 5. That looks interesting. This is probably the most unique looking item you can get. Almost can sell for 8. If it was just, well, no, actually it's, yeah, never mind. Right. Well, everything is taken care of. The only thing else we can get are these, and we never will. So what do I do now? Well, now that we have this huge, awesome space, oh, and the books, of course. It's not too bad, but for a kid's book, it kind of is. Are they all $8? 11. I mean, for books, having them all at about the same price does kind of make sense, especially if it's like fiction. For some reason, non-fiction will like be at random prices based on what it is. But I'm not a huge fan of non-fiction. It's quite boring as far as I'm concerned. Almost can do 10. Usually if it's about at the 90-cent range, I just round it up to the next dollar. In the 80 cents, if it's like 88, I might do it. If it's 89, I will. And 12. This is the most expensive book, I believe. There we go. This is wonderful. Oh, and I didn't say anything at the beginning of the episode, but if you look at my store level, it's max. Completely maxed out. So I think I have everything priced up. No, I'm not selling my stuff. But yeah, I think I have everything with a price on it. I think that $30 cake is pretty much the most expensive item in the store. Or at least really close to it. Let's look at the alcohol. One of these are probably higher. Nope. Yep. The Japanese whiskey is 33. Damn. Maybe one of these cleaners? Nope. Alright, well, this is what I usually do when I wait for the place to quit. So I'm actually going to pause now, and when we come back, we will start the end of the episode. Alright. Pretty much done. There was a huge amount of beeping for the longest time, and then it just kind of stopped. And started as soon as I came out down here. Yes, I just kind of keep it dark and dirty, and people still buy stuff, so it doesn't really matter at all. But I'm curious to see how much money I made. We have made... Well, I did buy a bunch of junk, so... As you can see... But I did end up with a balance of 54,000. We made 12,000. I forgot to look at how much I started the day off after buying everything. Should have done that. But these don't count. This doesn't count. I mean, 54, I think I was down to like 48. So the cleaners went down. Great. Anyways, this is actually going to be the end of this season of the game, and if I ever do play this game again, it might be on Rumble. I'm not sure. Unless I can somehow not do the ID crap on YouTube, I might like upload both places now. I don't know. But when I do play this game again, it will be the full game. I'll be honest, I already knew that the full game has already came out while I recorded this. Before I was recording this, actually. But it'll probably be next year before I even start to think playing this game again. It was a bit too much for me playing this for so long. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this season and of the game. So yeah, I love you all. Peace to you, and as always, stay safe.